about your journey to what you are right now.
I'll say that my journey started off very early. I started writing computer programs as well as poetry at almost a similar age.
So, what are the challenges you faced in your journey?
Not served on a plate in a sense because I knew Shimogawa beforehand.
Oh, so you have met him.
Life is ought to throw challenges at you.
How do you balance your life?
Personal life is more writing, and everything else is work life.
How do you manage your time, sir?
Every day is decided what we are doing.
Please capture your heart, or you're very interested.
First time that I was on a photography trip with a video camera.
How you see yourself in next 5 years?
I still see myself as a founder of Treeside India.
Hello guys, welcome to LPO Ada, the podcast. I'm your host, Amaya Prasad. Today we have very special guest. Actually, he's all-rounder. He done his video production, trainer, marketing, and he's a story writer. He write poems, and he's a filmmaker, and he's a founder. He's the founder of Treeside India, Mr. Hitesh.
Hi.
Welcome, sir, to our podcast. I'm
Yeah,
very
thank you.
happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So, sir, please tell us about your journey to what you are right now.
So for my journey, I'll say that because you said that about poetry, so I'll say that my journey started off very early. I started writing computer programs as well as poetry at almost a similar age when I was 14. And while I was exploring these arts together, so sometimes the engineer in me would climb up, and sometimes the poet in me will climb up, and there was a conflict which was happening in both the things. And approximately by 2008 I decided that this is not what I want to do. I was working as a freelance computer programmer, as well as I was teaching people, and training, I think so, was something which I was interested right back then as well.
Okay.
And I was training C++, all the computer languages, but somewhere in at my heart I was thinking like, this is not what I want to do. I wanted to get into story writing more seriously, so I took a break. I did my graduation, though it was in correspondence, but I was doing some projects along. I got into photography, and I started my bachelor's in English literature, psychology and philosophy.
Okay.
After those 3 years, I went to do my master's in Stephens, Delhi University. A year after that, I dropped out of it. There was a job offer that came
Okay.
from one of the Japanese in Canon. And he was a guy who was like around Mr. Shimogawa. If you even, I don't know today, even if today you will go and check it out, Dr. Shimo on Google. So he was called Dr. Shimo, and he was the most technical person that time in India when it comes to Canon's technical department. So he took my job interview,
Okay.
and he called me to the office. My first job interview was so simple. I hope people can get those kind of job interviews. And
Okay.
he asked me, would you like to work for Canon?
Huh.
I said, yes, sir. And he said, no jeans. And no jeans. In their, in the way they speak and their accent, I was not able to understand. He repeated it a couple of
Yeah.
times. I went to an interview
Huh.
wearing a jeans. At least I had one shirt. I got that shirt along with me. I was not prepared for the corporate world.
Okay.
Even the HR thought like I won't survive. But I remained in the corporate world for 11 years. I got in as a trainer, as a trainer for photography. But when I came out in Panasonic, so I came out as a national product evangelist. I was handling marketing, training, and sales for all over India, as well
Indeed,
as
an all-rounder, sir. I
Yeah.
have to say.
no. I won't say that. I'll say that I try to explore all the things.
That's great.
Moreover, you can say jack of all trades rather than all rounder.
Okay, sir. So, what are the challenges you faced in your journey?
Yes, so nothing is served on a plate to you. Everything for right, even if maybe only thing that was served on a plate to me was that job interview that happened for me, but that was also not served on a plate in a sense because I knew Shimogawa beforehand. He had seen my work. I went to a photography school. He had visited that school as well.
Oh, so you have met him?
So yeah, we knew each other before, and was the one who was posing the most technical questions to him.
Okay.
And that's where he gathered that this is the guy that I want in the company. I hope that had not happened. I would have completed my master's and all.
Okay.
But then that was destined, and I worked under him. So everything, so there are challenges. Life is ought to throw challenges at you. I've never taken. I've taken challenges as like it's a normal day-to-day life. So it doesn't matter, and that's I won't say like I can't pinpoint challenges because even like COVID was one period when we were into sales. That was the first time I was thrown into sales because I was not a salesperson. I was from a training side, and at time of COVID you had to utilize whatever resources you had. So they threw me into sales, tertiary sales. My morning started while calling I had a staff of around 50 people. I would coordinate with them, who is the customer they're meeting, everything, and their targets, everything. And the first month, I overachieved my target by 150%, and all my targets were always overachieved. And that's where the saturation I think came for me in corporate world. Now I came out, started off Treeside India. We were seeing this gap. While I was in companies, I was at that time also going to universities. I went to a university. We did a 3 days program over there on filmmaking. Students, they were already working with an NGO on gender sensitization. And with that 3-day program, students of the university made 10 films in 10 groups on gender sensitization. And there was a competition. So that is what inspired me when I came out, that this is something which we can replicate on a larger scale and bring academia, government sector, NGOs and industry together to make more cohesive skill-based and experience-based learning.
Okay, nice, sir. So, how do you balance your life, your work life, your personal life? You talk more about your work. So, how do you balance it?
So for me, there's more over so personal life for me is more writing, So and I'll say the personal life is more writing, and everything else is work life. So personal life takes back sometimes because you have to work. But then I keep on. I can't stop. My brain can't stop. I'll say, so I can't stop. That's the main thing, and that's all. Like it's not about balance. You have to work.
So how do you manage your time, sir? Your schedule, time. How do you manage it? Time management is important, right?
Yeah. So every day is decided what we are doing. So if we pre-plan up. Even if it is a shoot, if it is a schedule, if I have to write something, I have to read something, everything has to be in some schedule. I have to, while I'm traveling maybe, because we are doing a podcast. So while I'm traveling, I'm listening to podcasts. So I'm studying at that time because I love history. So I'm into a lot of historical podcasts. Right now I'm listening to Empire by Anita Anand and William Dalrymple. So that's how normally the schedule is. It's like, I don't know, like how to. It's like once you get into a corporate world, so it's not about time management. You're already habitual to work like that. I left my job. First 2 months, it was relaxed. It was like I want to relax. I was traveling. I went to Srinagar, so I was not even trying to walk around with my camera because it was the time when I wanted to relax. So once that time is over now, so I know that I have to work. This is the vision. The tree side has a vision, so I have to work on to that. So that is the currently is this brainchild. Once you have that thing, that urge in your, you don't stop. That's what happens with me. It's not about. I don't say that it's about time management, because there are times when I'm working till really late.
Okay.
So I'm not. I won't lie if I say that okay, I'm being able to manage my time, my personal life, and this right now. But this is something which has to be done, and if we have gotten into it, so that has to be done in a right way.
So, sir, you travel a lot.
Yeah.
So, which place capture your heart, or you're very interested? Which place, sir?
So I have traveled over India as well as outside. And like I've always been more comfortable when I am outside, and I don't know, like I got completely. If you talk about cross-cultural communication, I'm better cross-cultural communicator
Okay.
rather than in this the confinement of my own country. So I just so Kenya was where we did. Sudan was
I remember
interesting
you
thing.
said it.
So that was the first time I went. Not the first time I went outside country, but was the first time that I was on a photography trip with a video camera.
Okay.
Moreover, Panasonic was known for its video, and I happened to travel to a master class in photography. And that time me and Fazil
Yeah,
is,
Fazil.
if you will read about Fazil Malik is a brilliant cinematographer and a line
Yeah.
producer from Kenya, and we connected well.
Okay.
Vishal, me, and him, and I just pondered over this question that Faisal bhai, इत्थे आता गए. Now I'll just speak a little Punjabi, because this guy is a Punjabi. He is a friend, like he is a Punjabi Kenyan Muslim, and beautiful guy, very interesting guy. And we were like in the evenings after the Kenyan music, we both were jamming around on Punjabi songs.
Okay.
So we were singing around. And I said like, I'm here, yaar, मैं ना चाह रहा हूँ कि this camera is a video camera. I want to take a video from here. That was my first filmmaking, a serious filmmaking project,
Okay.
which I showcased because I've done brilliant mistakes before that. So he's told me that there is this story about Sudan, which is the last surviving northern white male rhino, but you will need to ask permissions from Kenyan Film Commission and Embassy if you want to make a film about that. You are a guest, it will be easier for you to ask permissions than me. I said, okay, let me ask. We asked the permissions, they gave us permissions. They said like you can shoot for an extra 5-10 minutes apart from the group. So they will be showing the rhino in 2 groups. You be there in both the groups. So that's how you get an extra 10 minutes, nothing more than that. You can't shoot the rhino because it's like they don't want to disturb him, right? And only from one side, because he's like blind from the other side. So it can, on the blind side, there are chances that it can come and he can hurt someone. Yeah, so that's how we started shooting it. And we at the night we did pre-production. It's a documentary, it's a spontaneous thing, but we did pre-production. We took ideas, and BBC had already done a documentary on it.
Okay.
So what do? Like you're like, but this is something that I'm very much interested in. So I thought like I will introduce some element.
Okay.
So we had a kid with us, so I thought we will introduce the element of age in it. What is the perspective of a young guy? But when we went over there, I saw this a security guard, and we were understanding while they were narrating us about the rhinos. This James Monda, who is the guard, and he's if you will see, he's in many films on wildlife now.
Okay.
James Monda, he was telling us about rhino, and he said that rhinos age in captivity is around 45 to 50 years old.
Yeah.
And then I spotted this guy whose interview we were taking in Swahili, I thought this guy looks around 40, 45. Let's ask his age.
Okay.
That was the turning point. That's how you, when you are taking interviews, just a question.
Yes.
Just a question like, what is your age? Faisal asked him in Swahili, he replied back, and that's how. We didn't put anything in his mouth that compare your age with Sudan or anything. That came completely in a flow. When we were going back, if you were seeing, because you've seen that, there's a shot of this person making a toy rhino.
Yeah, toy rhino, yes.
So we were getting late. We had flights. So Kenyan Film Commission, the tourism board, they told us that we will be skipping going to the curio shop. I said, I don't go back. I won't go back to India. Then you send me later on because my shot is missing. So they then said, okay, we will just stop for 5 minutes. We started planning. Okay, like okay, if we will, when we go inside, because we had seen how curio shops look. Before this film, we had gone, before we decided on the film, we had gone to a curio shop. So we had a mental idea. So we go to this thing, we decide, we check out a rhino, a polished rhino, we take it inside. If we get something which is unpolished, we show it being made. Otherwise, what we do is we just show him polishing it. So that's what our idea was. We pick up a rhino, we start going inside, we saw that person, he's making a toy, and then Faisal points out that there is this rhino which is lying around because he's making something else. So we pick and we gave him the rhino, and then I saw that there is this person who is wearing a Kenyan shawl. We take the shawl from him, we wrap it around this guy because he's wearing a t-shirt. We make him up, and within those 5 minutes, we have taken our shot, we are out. The cameras were ready. So it was a documentary which was shot probably in 40 to 45 minutes. That's it.
It's great. It's really interesting, sir.
Yes,
So my last question is, where you see yourself in next 5 years?
so I still see myself as a founder of Treeside India, but I see Treeside India in a developed form, working across India to bring different skill development and media-led education development initiatives across India, because what I feel is that each and every education initiative needs the media education today, like hospitality. They need to understand food filmmaking.
Yes.
Right. Somebody in science or chemistry, they also need to understand filmmaking, because science filmmaking is important. Like wildlife filmmaking is to be done by people who understand bioreserves, who understand biospheres, rather than filmmakers. So, and filmmakers who are actually studying filmmaking, students of mass communication, they need to understand science.
Yes.
They need to understand law. They need to understand different paradigms. That's what we see as enabling in Indian education system by bringing an industry collaboration and experiential learning on a very cohesive platform.
Okay, so it was great talking to you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.